Good afternoon. This is just a quick video on the emergency alerts that the government is going to be putting out in the next few weeks, allegedly. I found this story on Kent Online, which has a title, Emergency Alerts Will Sound Sirens and Warnings on Mobile Phones with National Testing Expected Within Weeks. So it goes on to say, emergency alerts which sound on mobile phones with a loud siren-like noise are expected to be tested nationwide within weeks. A vast trial run of the planned emergency system, nicknamed the Armageddon Alarm, is reportedly now in the planning that would set off the sirens on millions of people's devices across the UK. And it goes on to say, the emergency alert system run by the government is designed to make people aware of imminent danger through their phones and tablets. Alerts which are broadcast from mobile phone masts can be activated if it is felt there is a danger to life nearby. Phones or tablets within range will then be able to pick up and broadcast the warning, which may also come with written advice displayed on the screen as to how to stay safe and what action to take. And it goes on to say, according to the National Resilience Framework published by the government in December, the emergency alert system is to be launched across the UK in early 2023, but up until now the only tests of the system to have taken place happened in Reading more than a year ago with mostly Android devices. I didn't think that was entirely true because I'm sure they did test this during COVID. Ahead of the system's planned national rollout, wider trials are now expected to soon start happening in a mass national security test. And I read an article a few weeks ago that mass national security test would be a message on everybody's phone telling them that there's a world war, which I thought was a bit strange. Surely if you were going to test it, you would just send out a test message saying test. The article continues, mobile phone numbers are not required by the government in order to send out alerts to the public. That will automatically trigger sounds or vibrations on technology lasting around 10 seconds at a time. However, some devices can opt out of receiving the alerts by changing the settings stored within devices. When the service eventually goes live, households could receive emergency alerts about incidents such as severe flooding, a fire, a terrorist attack, or public health emergencies, said the government guide online. Alerts will be sent only by emergency services, government departments, and other public bodies responsible for coordinating emergency responses in the country. It is not yet clear how and when further trials will take place, but previous tests held in Reading sent people a short message which read, "This is a mobile network operator test of the emergency alert service. You do not need to take any action. To find out more, search for gov.uk/alerts. With government plans to introduce the emergency alerts having been in place since 2013, some members of the Labour Party have expressed concern at the apparent delay in fully rolling out the system since those initial tests in 2021. In a tweet this weekend, Labour MP and Shadow Paymaster General Fleur Anderson said, "Mobile phone alerts are a basic service, but are only now being tested. We could face another COVID or other emergency tomorrow, and I'm worried that the government is lagging far behind on keeping our country safe." My opinion on that is she's not concerned about keeping the country safe or you safe. She's concerned about keeping herself safe, and the only way for MPs to keep themselves safe is to control us as much as possible. So if you don't want to be controlled by fear, all you have to do is go into your settings and turn these alerts off. Go into your settings on your device. This is for an Android device. And then you go into the bit that says apps and notifications. Once you've went in there should be a tab which says Advanced. So if you click on that, I've circled it here in red so you know what one it is. And then there you can see in red again, it's highlighted Wireless Emergency Alerts. If you select that, and in there you can switch them on or off as you please. Now, I have no problem with people keeping up to date with the news. I think the problem comes when people spend all day being concerned about it. And this emergency alerts thing, I think that's going to be used to control the public. They will put out messages to spread fear, and we all know how that works psychologically. If you are in somewhere and everybody decides, just like during the past 2 years, that they all must rush out and buy toilet paper, you suddenly have everyone rushing out to buy toilet paper because they're all scared that they won't have enough toilet paper. This is how fear works, and this is how psychologically it's used to control you. So as it says above, fear is contagious, but so is courage. If we turn these things off, we won't be controlled by these fear alerts, and maybe other people will catch on and the courage will catch on instead of people being controlled through constant fear, bombarded by it by your government. As you've seen from the video, my wireless emergency alerts are switched off. They always have been. I am not willing to let their fear control my destiny. I once read this on a blog. It says, God brings things about as a result of our prayers. We cannot change God's will, but we can pray that His will shall be done. And I think that's just very appropriate. God's will shall be done, not your government's, and certainly not the masters who control them. So by all means, check the news, keep an eye on what's going on around you, but don't let fear and anxiety take hold of your life and control everything about it. It's really not good for your health. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.